Alright, today we're going to be doing our workout, and look Mom, no legs, so this is going to be fun.
How much weight are you lifting?
10 pounds. This mess is heavy. No, I'm just kidding, it's not really heavy. That's what folks think about disabled people, that we have to lift small bits of weight because we're weak. But let's really do this. Let's put it down to 70 to start off with. And then do 3 reps of 12 at 70 pounds.
So what part are you working when you're doing those?
My triceps and probably my biceps. And my chest and my back. Just because sitting in a wheelchair, you're working different muscles than you would be if you were standing. And it's harder to do when you're in a wheelchair that doesn't want to cooperate and doesn't want to stay still because the brakes don't work, but you got to do it.
This is what you want to be doing. This is what you don't want to be doing.
Alright, so for this part I'm going to be doing tricep push downs, which if you'll push it right here, it shows you. I'm not using that same thing, but you just push it down and works your triceps, which is really important when you're pushing a wheelchair because you got to have those triceps, they got to be strong to keep you going. And because of my arms, I have to start off with this one, and you have to look at my armpit hair. But I have to start off with one hand and pull it all the way down, which also works my core doing that part. And I started this on 60 pounds, not 70. And then after 12, you stop. Take a 30-second break. Relax your muscles. All that good stuff. And I have to do it sitting on the front of the wheelchair because this wheelchair is not balanced, so it'll flip me over backwards. And this is the wheelchair too, if you can see it. This is the wheelchair that was loaned to us by the Habitat. It's about one size too small, maybe 2 sizes too small for my butt, but it works. It works. Works better than the ones I have at home that are falling apart, so I really appreciate the Habitat letting us borrow this one. Marlene Bellinger is the one, she's a good friend of ours, and she's the one that called me on the phone and said, hey, we got this chair, come get it. So that was awesome. That was really nice, and like I said, it's a little small, but it'll work for now.
You've heard us talking in the previous YouTube posts that Nathan's left arm is actually about 3.5 inches smaller than his right arm. However, when he's doing these exercises, he's doing the same amount of weight on each side, and it's so funny and ironic because now his left arm, which is his weaker arm, is actually stronger than his right arm.
Alright, so sometimes you have to get out of the wheelchair to do this stuff, and you have to have the help of a taller friend because this stuff's way too high to reach when you're sitting down here. So, for me it's easy. I can't speak for everyone getting out of the wheelchair, but for me it's easy. And then I lower this part down on my legs, and this is where the tall help comes in. Honey, will you please hand me the bar down? See, she just stands behind me. She usually does her pull downs too, but she stands behind me, and then now I'm gonna try to take it from her one hand at a time while handing the camera off. All right. And then you just do your pull downs, and this works all your side muscles, back muscles, biceps, and your traps, I guess is what you call them. Your latimus dorsi to be proper. That's what this little label says anyway.
And sometimes you'll see people pulling this down and then back behind their shoulders, and Nate's personal trainer, Wesley Nelson, give a shout out to Wesley Nelson. He says to do not pull them behind your head like you see people doing because it's very easy to tear a muscle that way.
And this is what I meant. Sometimes whenever I'm doing my 30-second rest period, she's standing behind me, and she left it on 70 pounds. So my wife is getting beast mode too. If you haven't done this before, don't start on 70 pounds because it's not like it's lightweight. I think I started on like 20 the first time I did it. And I've worked my way up from 20. And on some of these things, I still only do 20 pounds. I mean, it's not how much weight you're lifting, it's how you're doing it in the form and stuff. So keep that in mind. Don't think, oh, I'm weak, I can only do 10 pounds. 10 pounds might be exactly what you need. All right, so again, sometimes you have to get out of the chair. This one's a little harder because you're supposed to plant your feet, and I don't have feet to plant. But I've adapted and learned how to do it, and learned how to squeeze on my butt cheeks and keep me on the stool. So you just hop over.
In turn, it's making his butt look really nice.
I've got it on 70 pounds again. And this is working all kinds of stuff. This is a low row. Works your arms, your back, your sides, everything. Works some of the abdominal muscles, especially when you don't have legs and you're holding on with it. And your butt. So just low rows. 3 sets of 12 again. And you gotta keep your back straight as you can. Sometimes I have to lean back a little bit and keep balance. But you don't want to snatch it, you want to go nice and slow, because if you just snatch it, you're not really working anything out. You're just lifting a lot of weight really fast, really hard, and you're more likely to hurt yourself. And now you rest for 30 seconds, like in between everything else. You can rest longer than that, but I only do 30 seconds. All right, so for this one, I'm doing the flies, and I'm working my biceps and stuff and my back. And I do this one from the wheelchair because it's a little easier when the wheelchair actually breaks. This one the brakes work on. So you just come down, meet in the middle. You don't want to stick your neck out too far and strain your neck muscles. I'm kind of leaning forwards. Posture is really important on this one. And then in between my sets, I like to just hook these onto my nubs because it holds them there. And it gives me a chance to rest my arms.
Plus builds resistance in your stumps.
Yeah, it helps my residual limbs, as amputees like to call them. I call them my nubs or my stumps.
Where are you feeling it the most?
Biceps, back, shoulders. All right, so now we're gonna do some bench presses. I've got 45 on each side. That's just what I'm starting off with. That's not my max, but for this video, that's what I'm gonna use. And I'm doing it on this machine because it's got the hydraulics and stuff, and sometimes for us gimpy people, it's a little easier to use a machine. It don't help you with the weights, but it keeps you from killing yourself, and it makes it where you don't need a spotter. So it's still smart to have a spotter. Don't say that Nathan said don't use a spotter because you're on this machine, because you can still hurt yourself probably. But you just hop down onto the bench.
So positioning's important on this one.
Hold the bar about even with your chest. And with this one, you just push up and you roll it to get it from being locked, because right now it's kind of locked. So you push up and roll it, and then just do your presses down to the chest, back up. Breathe while you're doing it. A lot of people hold their breath when they're doing it. I used to hold my breath when I did it. You gotta breathe, or else you'll look like a buff Smurf. And then rest. So then after you rest, start off again, and it has these little rough areas on the bar. I always put the inside of my hand right where the rough meets the smooth, and that keeps it straight for you. You have to always be responsible when you're done lifting your weights and respectable, and put your weights back up, because the next person that comes along might not be able to pick this 45 pounds up, so then they can't even use the equipment because they can't take off what you put on there. Okay, this one's just like the bench press that we just did, only it does each arm individually. So I'm only using 25 pounds on each side this time. So you just go down, even with the chest, back up, down, back up. And you don't do it fast, because again, that's not helping anything. This exercise, you just use one weight, and it works your triceps at the back of your arms. So if any of you ladies in particular that like to tone that part up where it's not flappy, you hold it, and you go over the head, back up, and you do that 12 times. Be careful not to hit yourself in the face with it. Pay attention to what you're doing.
Nathan, you want to show them how you're holding your hands too. I'm going to come around you right here. And his hands are flat on the plate.
That's how I hold it. You can hold it any way that you want to, like this, like the shake weight. A lot of times when I do it, I hold it like this. It gives you a little more resistance. Alright, so now I'm going to show off a little bit, and I'm going to show my favorite workout that is not a beginner workout. It's not even something that I really recommend anybody do that hasn't been to the gym, because it's hard, and I didn't start off doing it, and it hurts. But I've got a yoga ball, a big yoga ball, and a half yoga ball. And I'm pretty good at balancing. Like, I'll hop out of the wheelchair, hop on the ball, and sit on the ball and balance on it with no legs. It's not that easy. It's hard to do, but it helps your core. It's a good cardio workout when you don't have legs, because we can't go run on the treadmill or do the bicycle and stuff, so you kind of got to modify things to work for you. Alright, so I've gotten out of the wheelchair and onto the ball. I just hop out, balance myself on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the ball and lay on it and do push-ups using the half ball. And it works your back, your arms, everything. It's a good core workout. And this is modified push-ups, because I can't just do regular push-ups really. I'm not really getting much leverage doing that. But just roll backwards. Alright, so I rolled backwards. I kind of failed the first time, but now I'm just going to let go from my stomach and onto the ball, onto the half ball with my arms. Don't hit yourself in the face. Don't kill yourself. Damn it. I'm so happy I can cut this out. Alright. Once you get your balance on the half ball, and all that's really on the big ball is my legs. And you just go down, back up. And if you do this enough that it gets too easy for you, you can go down, and you go up, and bounce. And you go down, and you can bounce. Down, bounce. So cardio is the most important part of your workout. And to get cardio, you get on the exercise bike. But when you don't have legs, it's kind of pointless to get on the exercise bike. And if you get up here without any legs, you're pedaling really crazy, you start getting looks like this from the other people at the gym. People looking at you like you're ridiculously crazy. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend people with no legs getting on the exercise bike. That's pointless, and it's not good for us to do unless you really want to get some people's stares and looks. And folks looking at you like you're crazy. I don't think this one's for people with no legs either, but it was worth a try. So let's go try the treadmill, see what that one's like. Oh yeah, I can do this on the treadmill, running. Oh wait, but my feet ain't touching the treadmill. So maybe I'm not doing it right. What about this? I can do it on all fours. Go this way. Now see what those dogs on that treadmill felt like. Okay, so that was our workout video here at the Fitness Factory. I hope you like it. If enough people like the video, click like down at the bottom right there probably, then we'll make another workout video with more exercises in it. I got a really good workout day, and if you keep watching it, click subscribe, like, share, show all your friends that even when you don't have legs, you can still go to the gym and work out. Don't use it as your excuse.